All right, y'all. Welcome back to Vital Refinement, the check-in video. As you can probably tell from of the video, let's see. Probably can be better if I use this, right? So welcome to Vital Refinement. Let's check in, y'all. So there are a few things I want to check in about because I haven't posted in a while. I did create some content, but I didn't edit it, and I'm choosing not to use it because the sound that was being outputted from my camera just wasn't it, and it was taking too much for me to try to make it sound decent. And so I have like three videos that are I'm never going to use because the sound was trash. But and I had a project I was working on, and it fell through because I had a few guests lined up, but all of my guests were either sick or out of town at that time doing the shoot. They were double booked, stuff like that. So I wasn't able to film that series, but I'm hoping that I could circle back to it in the fall and I'll be able to present that to y'all. I feel like the women that I'm hoping to interview, I feel like they have a lot to bring to the table and to the conversations that I typically have here on the channel around wellness and self care and spirituality, and overall well being, right? And their testimonies and their experiences in that space, and with their own individual missions and causes that they champion for. So I really desire to continue pursuing, um, having them on my channel because, as I spoke about before, I created this channel initially to be a platform for me and my other friends who had an interest in being a creator to share our stories and our lifestyles and the diversity that comes with that. But as you all know, this has turned into a channel of me kind of ranting and like doing random vlogs and also offering a few insightful tips and stuff here and there. But I learned something recently, which is why I want to check in that there's different ways of doing that. I feel like God has put on my within my mission in life to support other women and support people, so they can use their voices, right? Use their voice to share their testimony, their lived experience, their lived expertise, and to allow others to be seen through them, right? For me, it's about representation. Representation, for what my channel is focused on is centering Black women, centering Black Christian women, but Christian women in general and women in general as well, right? So, God has shown me recently that I can do that in different capacities and different mediums, right? I thought that I would be leveraging women and their talents and gifts and abilities, and provide them a platform through my YouTube channel. But it didn't work out that way, right? As I mentioned, the project didn't happen. Hopefully, it happened in the fall, but I've been able to do that in various ways in my ministry, um, leveraging women in their gifts and their passions and career pursuits have been a theme for me these last few months, which I didn't like connect it until recently. And I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to do that for the women in my community, right? My sister. I recently planned and developed and hosted a wellness women's ministry event for my church community, and I was able to have my sister come present a word at that wellness event, something that she's very passionate about, something that she's pursuing to do throughout her own ministry. And so I was really grateful to partner with her, and give her that platform to get that practice in and also um, build a community of her own, right, around wellness. So that was one instance. Um, in addition to that, Lorena, she's a peer of mine at the church community I belong to. I was able to partner with her as well. She presented at that same wellness event, but she presented the physical aspect of wellness with leading a workout for us. And my experience from that event was fulfilling. Just hearing all the women's testimonies and like the takeaways from what they got out of the event was really fulfilling and really showed me that not that I didn't already know this, right? It's not that I didn't already know this, but God gives you something, right? He gives you an opportunity, um, and He gives you gifts and ideas and creativity and passions. And we can make up our own vision of what that may turn out to look like and what that looks like and how to what the process may look like when it comes to fruition. But ultimately, it's up to Him what comes to play right within His will. And so it's just a good reminder for me because I'm just like so focused on making my YouTube channel that platform for people to share their voice and their talents and show their gifts and minister in that way. But in that moment, I realized like I can do this off the internet as well, which is not that it's not that I never considered it or I never wanted to do it off the internet. Like I definitely see my ministry expanding and using my ministry to help other women have a platform outside of YouTube and internet. But I just thought my channel would be like the first step and like really being intentional in that way. But it wasn't, and I'm still happy with how things came out. Everything turned out well and in God's will. I was also able to cultivate something similar through my work, which, as I've told, I don't know if I've talked about on this channel, but as I speak about regularly, like ministry is in every area of our life, and I feel like I minister through my work just by cultivating safe spaces for my colleagues, safe spaces for the participants in my programs. Um, but I was able to minister in a different way this time. I was able to do something similar as a wellness event through a program for my job, and I was able to hire a friend of mine and her business partner to facilitate for us for a program. And it showed me once again that I'm able to use not just this camera and mic, but to use my everyday things that I do with work and with church to leverage these women and give them a platform to reach people and make a positive impact. So I'm just really grateful for that, and I'm looking after experiencing those 2 recent because these were both, like, back to back. This all happened within the last few weeks, and, just experiencing that and having an understanding now of, okay, you had this vision, but, um, you can do the basically, like I said before like I've used before, like, one of my mottos is, like, do the best you can with what you have. And I think God was really playing into that when it came to these situations of like, yes, I booked the studio space, got all these women together to interview them, and wanted to do the series for my channel. And, things didn't follow. People were able to follow through with that. I was still able to do that in a sense, but in IRL, I guess you could say, right? And through engagement and actually getting to see the instant impact and the instant gratification from that, right? Because in a video, might can see some likes and some comments, but you really don't know if they're watching it. You don't really know how it's really truly impacting their lives, right? But in real time, in these in-person events, I was able to see people light up and people engage with the content that was being presented to them, and um, really having those aha moments and really feeling connected with others who were in the space. And so I'm just grateful that God still gave me the opportunity and gave me a way to execute what I had been desiring to do. And the next thing I want to check in about is my personal prescription. So even though I've been doing all the things, I've been really satisfied and content with like how I've been spending my time. Sometimes I question it, especially when it comes to me being having those busy weeks where I'm like gone every single day, either for work events or church events, and now being on the podcast regularly. I was just like having to check in, like, what are my intentions here? Why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? Having moments like that, which is good, right? It's healthy to check in with yourself and really acknowledge your true intentions behind things. But in all that, I realized I wasn't practicing my personal prescription. And even though I haven't exactly experienced burnout yet, I am very lethargic and like I'm pretty sure I look haggard in most days, because I've been skipping out on my personal prescription, particularly like regular body movement. I haven't been taking walks. I haven't been exercising or working out, or even just dancing. Right. I haven't been getting my stretches in. Um, I haven't been intentional or consistent with being in communion with God, spending that quiet time consistently in my day or in my week with God. I haven't been in nature, even though the weather has been warmer, which is usually when I spend most of my time outside. I realized this spring that this is the least I think I've been in nature in a while. Like I've gone out and I've taken a few walks and I took a trip recently, but it's just like I'm used to being outside every day, taking walks in the evenings, or like walking trails on the weekends. I don't know if I'm going to go to the gym. I'm starting to learn that maybe gym isn't for me right now. Like I try to approach physical activity with having variety. So maybe going to a class, going to a gym, doing things at home, doing things outside because I know how quick that can become bored. But the gym just hasn't been hitting. Like every time I go, I'm just like, "Eh, okay." So I think what might work better for me in this season is just focus on being outside and doing some like at home workouts. So we'll see how that goes. And then commune with God. I'm gonna wake up a little bit earlier and get back into that routine of spending. I still do like a devotional, but it'd be like it don't I don't be intentional in it. And I just kind of like read through it. I don't really sit with it or pray about it or ask God for a word through it or some wisdom or whatever. So I've been kind of just rushing rushing through it, I guess you can say. And I don't want to be like that. Like I don't want to have such a rush morning or rush evening, that I am not really taking in consideration the word and the message that's supposed to come from the word through the Holy Spirit. So I want to make sure I'm waking up a little bit earlier and I'm taking time throughout my day to just get some extra nuggets in. I do pretty well with like feeding myself throughout the day spiritually, whether it's through music or through YouTube videos and someone's like sharing a Bible study or sharing some insight around the scripture. But I want to get into my own um, regular devotion again, for myself and my own study time as well. And just being at the park, like reading or coloring or journaling or praying or meditating. And I haven't done that, like pretty much like at all these last 2 months or whatever while it's been warmer weather. So I'm missing out on that. And then introspection. So I'm a very introspective person. And I feel like um, me like journaling and express myself through journaling and writing, um, is part of my personal prescription, but I haven't done it. A lot of times I either feel too tired or I feel like brain fog, and so I haven't engaged with journaling. So I plan to try to get try to stop skipping my personal prescription. I'm trying to not skip it. I've been doing well with taking my vitamins. I need to order some more, by the way. Update for those who did watch my video of my unboxing of the Black Rose vitamins. They worked wonders. I love them. Um, so I need to order some more of those. One of my friends, he told me that the vitamin's good when you still see the results after you like run out, right? Like if you stop taking them and like pretty much almost instantly like you feel crappy again or like the things you were the things you were seeing change with your body while you're taking them, if it reverts back like pretty much instantly, then those are not good vitamins. And I can say from my personal experience, Black Girl Vitamins has not done that. Like it made my nails stronger. It helped me sleep better at night. Uh, Various things it has done, and I've still been maintaining most of those things. But even though I've been out, I think I ran out like a week and a half ago, and I've been okay. So I'm looking forward to continuing to have those within my regimen. But overall, I'm gonna try to really be intentional and engage back into my personal prescription. So the last two things is introspection. So nature, like I said, I'm gonna try to get back out and start walking more often. I mean, just being out in nature because I love the sun. My mind loves the sun, and my body loves nature in general. It just makes me so happy. That's where I feel the closest to God. So that's my happy place. And in introspection, I like I said, I haven't been like journaling just hasn't done it for me. So I'm going to be starting a I don't want to call it a podcast, and some people might consider this a podcast, but it's going to be like a diary, like a audio diary. Um, where I can in real time process different things, especially because I just haven't been feeling journaling. Like it's a thing for me right now. So I don't know if I'm gonna share that on this page or not. I think I want to keep it private for a little bit because it's I really am gonna be like sharing some things, but I think it'll be a good way for me to process and have an introspection time with myself around my emotions and my thoughts and feelings and um, all the things. So that's my plan on how I can tap back into my personal prescription so I can be fortified when I'm taking on these heavy weeks of like go, 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 busy, 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 busy. Um, yeah, that's all I want to really check in about. I know folks on this channel is mostly my friends and family. So that's my update, y'all. I know there's other things going on right now, but I'm not going to address that on this channel. I know y'all would text me or call me or reach out if you want to check in on me about those other pressing things. So I'm not going to speak on them now, but thanks for tuning in and keep me in your prayers. Um, and let me know if God's shown you different ways to use your gifts and your purpose and your desires and passions. And if you have ever had an epiphany, as I did, about like the process and how to execute those things. Yeah, so that's my check in. Thanks again for listening and watching Battle Refinement. Be sure to like the video, share the video, comment, like I said. If you've had any recent epiphanies or wise words from God, or God show you something about your gifts or your ministry, and how to approach it within His will, I would love to hear that. And sorry if my energy is like really low right now. I just got back from Oakland. I had work today, and so I really want to record this because I was like kind of putting it off. So, but yeah, it's just a chill little check in. And yeah, toodles.